When was the last time you actually touched the ground? Not because you dropped your phone, not because you tripped and fell, but because you genuinely chose to be down there. Most people can't even remember, and that's exactly the problem. You see, the moment you stopped moving on the ground, you started aging faster than you realize. Your body began forgetting movements it was designed to do. But today, I'm going to show you how to reverse that damage with just 10 minutes on the floor. And by the end of this video, you'll understand why this might be the most important workout you've been ignoring your entire adult life. Think about this for a second. There was a time in your life when the ground was your entire world. As a child, you spent hours down there, crawling, rolling, playing, exploring every possible way your body could move. You didn't need a gym membership. You didn't need equipment. You didn't even need instructions because your body instinctively knew what to do. But then something happened. You grew up, got a job, bought a couch, and suddenly the ground became this foreign place you only visited when you dropped something or had to tie your shoes. And with every year that passed, sitting in chairs, lying on soft beds, standing in one position, your body started losing capabilities that were once second nature to you. Your hips got tighter. Your shoulders became stiff, your spine forgot how to move fluidly, and your coordination started deteriorating. This isn't just about flexibility or strength. This is about your nervous system forgetting patterns it learned when you were an infant, patterns that kept you resilient, mobile, and functionally strong. Now here's what most people don't understand. The ground isn't just a surface. It's a teacher. It's a tool. It's the original gymnasium that existed thousands of years before we invented barbells and treadmills. When you return to ground-based movement, something magical happens. Your body starts remembering its original blueprint, and suddenly you're not just doing an exercise, you're reprogramming decades of dysfunction. You're reconnecting your brain with your body through cross-lateral patterns. You're opening up ranges of motion that have been locked for years. You're building strength in positions that modern gyms completely ignore. And you're developing a kind of physical intelligence that makes everything else in life easier. Whether you're playing with your kids, recovering from a stumble, getting up from a low position, or just moving through your daily life, everything improves when you can move freely on the ground. And the best part, you don't need fancy equipment. You don't need a lot of space. You just need 10 minutes and a willingness to feel a little awkward at first. Because I'm not going to lie to you, these movements will humble you initially. But that's exactly why they work. Now, let me break down the 6 movements that form this complete ground routine. And I want you to do each one for 60 seconds. But if you're just starting out, or you feel restricted in certain ranges, it's perfectly fine to reduce it to 30 seconds, or even just 5 to 10 repetitions. The key is to start where you are, not where you think you should be. Movement number 1 is the forward crab. And I know it looks simple, almost childlike. But don't let that fool you, because this movement is brutal in its honesty. You're sitting on the ground, hands behind you, feet in front, and you're walking forward in this crab position. What's happening here? Your hip flexors are being challenged every single step as your hips compress and extend. Your ankles are forced to bend and mobilize in ways they probably haven't in years. Your wrists and shoulders are bearing weight in a completely different position than they do during push-ups or presses, and your entire posterior chain from your glutes to your upper back is working to keep your hips elevated. This isn't just conditioning. This is your body relearning how to coordinate multiple joints simultaneously. And that's something no machine in any gym can replicate, because machines isolate, but ground movement integrates. Movement number 2 is the side crab. And this is where we introduce something most people completely neglect: lateral movement. Think about how you train in a typical gym. You move forward during lunges, backward during rows, up and down during squats and presses. But when do you ever train sideways? Almost never. And that's a massive gap in your physical development. The side crab forces you to move laterally, which means your obliques and hip abductors have to fire in ways they're not used to. Your knees have to stabilize dynamically as you hop and shift your weight from side to side, and your entire side body, which is crucial for athletic movement, actually becomes functional again. Every sport involves cutting, pivoting, and lateral movement, but most people train in only 2 dimensions. This movement makes you 3-dimensional, and you'll immediately feel muscles waking up that you forgot existed. Movement number 3 is the quadrupedal walk, and this might be the most important pattern in the entire routine, because this is how you learn to move as an infant. This is the foundational pattern that built your nervous system. You're on your hands and knees, but your knees are slightly off the ground, and you're walking forward using opposite hand and opposite foot simultaneously. Right hand moves with left foot, left hand moves with right foot. This cross-body pattern is neurological gold because it forces both hemispheres of your brain to communicate and coordinate, which sharpens reflexes, improves cognitive function, and creates a kind of full-body integration that most adults have completely lost. Your spine has to move fluidly and rhythmically instead of staying rigid like a board. Your core has to work in a deeply integrative way to stabilize your torso while your limbs move. And the total body strength endurance this builds is absolutely humbling even for fit individuals. I've seen athletes who can deadlift 400 pounds struggle after just 30 seconds of proper quadrupedal walking. Because this is a completely different kind of strength. It's primal, it's fundamental, and if you want longevity in your body, this is non-negotiable. Movement number 4 is the forward scoot. And this is one of the most underrated patterns you can do. You start in a reverse tabletop position with your hips lifted, your body supported on your hands and feet, and then you walk forward while maintaining that elevated hip position. Yes, it feels awkward at first, but that awkwardness is precisely the medicine you need. Here's what's happening. Your shoulders are working in extension, meaning behind your body, which is a range that almost nobody trains because we live in a world of pushing movements like push-ups, bench presses, and overhead presses, but pulling and extending behind rarely happens, so this fixes that massive imbalance. Your entire posterior chain, your glutes, your hamstrings, your calves, they're all firing continuously to keep your hips from sagging toward the ground, which builds incredible endurance and strength in these muscles. Your wrists are bearing weight at an unusual angle, which might feel uncomfortable initially, but this is exactly what toughens them up and prepares them for more advanced movements later. And throughout all of this, your core and your coordination are being challenged because your body has to synchronize opposite hand and foot while maintaining a stable, elevated position, which builds a rhythm and fluidity that carries over into everything else you do. This looks like a kid's game, and in a way it is, but it's a full-body reset disguised as play. Movement number 5 is the sideways scoot, which takes everything from the forward scoot and adds a lateral dimension to it. You're in the same reverse tabletop position, hips elevated, but now instead of moving forward, you're shifting sideways. Why does this matter so much? Because your lateral hip strength, specifically your glutes and abductors, are responsible for stabilizing you not just when you move forward and backward, but when you move side to side, and most people have essentially zero strength in this plane of motion. Your obliques and entire side body get lit up with every lateral shift in ways that crunches or even side planks can never achieve because this is dynamic. This is movement under load. This is functional. Your shoulders have to constantly adjust and stabilize as your center of mass shifts from side to side, which builds shoulder stability that's actually usable in real-world situations. And perhaps most importantly, this movement builds agility and athletic carryover, because lateral movement is absolutely essential in sports, in reactive situations, in maintaining balance when something unexpected happens. But the vast majority of people never train it, and then they wonder why they feel clumsy, or why they get injured when they have to move quickly to the side. This pattern makes you more agile, more reactive, and more adaptable, and it does so by challenging your body in a way that's completely absent from traditional training. Movement number 6. The final piece of the puzzle is the handstand kickup, and this is where we completely flip the script, literally. Now, handstand kickups aren't just about balance or showing off. They're about inversion, about putting your body in a position it rarely experiences, and here's why that matters so much. When you kick up into a handstand, even if you don't hold it for more than a second or two, you're loading your shoulders in extension and flexion simultaneously, which is a range of motion that most adults never access. And this builds shoulder strength and mobility that's incredibly protective against injury. You're training balance and proprioception in a completely inverted position, which challenges your vestibular system, improves your spatial awareness, and teaches your body how to orient itself when the world is literally upside down. And perhaps most importantly, You're building confidence in chaos because every failed kickup, every wobbly attempt, every time you have to bail out and land on your feet, you're teaching your nervous system how to adapt, how to fall safely, how to recover, and how to get back up stronger. There's a psychological component here that goes beyond the physical. When you can go upside down without fear, when you can trust your body in unstable positions, that confidence bleeds into every other area of your life. Crawling connects you to the ground, handstands connect you to the air, but the foundation is the same. Palms rooted, body moving through space with awareness and control. So here's your action plan. Commit to this routine 3 to 4 times per week, just 10 minutes each session, and within 2 weeks you'll experience a transformation that no gym machine could ever deliver. Your joints will feel lubricated, your movement will become smoother and more natural. Your strength will emerge in ranges you never knew existed. And most profoundly, you'll feel reconnected to your body in a way you haven't since childhood. The floor has been waiting patiently for your return. It's not your enemy. It's your most reliable training partner, the one that's been there since the beginning. So stop treating it like foreign territory and reclaim what's rightfully yours. Crawl across it, scoot on it, balance on it, flip upside down on it, because mastering movement on the ground unlocks better movement everywhere else in your life, period. Now tell me in the comments which movement destroyed you the most. Was it the crabs, the scoots, or did that handstand kick-up humble you? And if you're ready to reclaim your body's natural strength and longevity, smash that subscribe button because what's coming next will blow your mind. Let's go.